Hey guys, welcome to session 32. A quick art update is Adzy's on his second wave. Some of y'all have already gotten some more fine line work pieces, and one of y'all have even gotten a colored piece, just so you guys can get a feel for it. He apologized for the delay. He had some personal matters to take care of over the weekend, and actually at the beginning of the week as well. But he's looking forward to just powering through uh, what's left. So that's a little art update. I'm sure tomorrow at some point I'll get some more pieces, so I'll be sending them out to people. As far as last time on D&D, uh, the group had made it to the Adventurers League in Green Hill, where they were. You guys found out that your lodging was no longer your lodging, as you guys had been out for almost a month. And though with some sympathy from Hava, she did take y'all up to the second floor, um, where you were given two adjacent war rooms, essentially with a wall that could be removed, or a sliding wall. This is the first time for uh, Calisor to be inside of such a city to begin with, but also for him to be in the Adventurers League. Uh, but he seems to be somewhat comfortable around the group. With your things left behind in your rooms based off what you needed, y'all went up to meet Seb for the first time up in the third floor where, you know, you've only been there once before to see Wiggs after Lionel was attacked by the face biters and the insects. And when you did meet Seb, Seb was possibly not what you imagined. He was a small halfling, very brash and confident in himself, and a little bit of a troll where you needed to prove yourself to him, and he talked badly about his dear friends up in Volpine that had, well, allowed y'all to enter the Adventures League with higher credentials than a normal, scrub off the street. Though with your sharing of information and eventually giving him details of the things that you had seen and experienced, he did come around to y'all and was willing to listen and was willing to take you more seriously, as your deeds do speak for themselves. He is concerned, though, with your meddling and interactions, as you mentioned the undead, and that seems to be a very difficult subject for the Adventurers League, where you learn that they have certain rules where they will not provide additional manpower under the fear of, well, if you fall, there's a good chance you become part of the undead horde. Anyways, with that, with introductions to Seb and some information and telling him of the happenings in Deep Root, the group did leave Seb, inviting him off to meet them at the Bronze Hook later for some ogre busters. And then you shifted over to meet Wiggs, your artificer alchemist friend, where same old crazy aquarium style terrarium room with plenty of crabs and horseshoe crabs and sand and just heavy humidity in the air, the smell of salt and seawater around you. You saw Wiggs tinkering away with some of his experiments, and he was happy to see y'all. He helped you identify the potions on the bandolier, where they were identified as a potions of dragon breath, a elixir of um, sorry, my brain is farting, an elixir of adamantine skin, uh, some healing potions, a two sets of taming brew, which are something to do with a knocked off version of the Order of the Lycan uh, Blood Hunters, and then a rather potent and somewhat frowned upon potion known as a Witch's Brew. Uh, Most of the potions had gone back to Dregnar for safekeeping, where one Roque happened to slip one away, which he would use later in the day. Um, Wiggs did also help the group with their Hydra harvest, we'll call it, where he uh, helped with the steps that were going to be needed for I think you still have to divide the gold, if I'm not mistaken. But he did help with your Hyver Hardrest, where he was given the leather, and y'all did a very good job with it. And he said that he would be able to likely get a Hydra skin bag of holding type of creation for you within a week or so. And then he was presented with the heart, and the heart he had Al help him get a large satchel, actually, a canvas bag really, of Sil Maru salt, which is salt from a village known as Sil Maru, which none of you really have any experience with, sort of Dregnar, but the salt is extremely fine and extremely, extremely pricey. Something I forgot to throw in is, as you were in his room, you realize, salt water, that he uses the salt to help keep his room the way he likes it. But now you have a heart encased in salt, and it's in the process of being dehydrated, essentially. How long that'll take? Y'all are going off of the tome that the manuscripts that Marb has. So after that, the group did depart with Hava and headed out to the Bronze Hook, leaving equipment behind because it was just to be an evening on, to be normal, to not be adventurers, where, well, went to the Bronze Hook and started to get some attention build up with Davis and Al mentioning the Iron Shell and Ogre Busters. I believe 10 were ordered for the table, where most of the group sipped them slowly, but Roque the Iron Shell and Dregnar, the random dwarf, guzzled them down without a problem, only later to be introduced essentially to the proprietor of the Bronze Hook, and a rather large, rotund human who brought out two guzzling giants, which were created just for the occasion as a challenge, which were nearly double the size of Ogre Busters, and with some hilarity and some ingenuity and some haggling and all that, the
And Iron
night
Shell's
continued.
crazy showmanship.
Yeah, with using the potion of dragon breathing, for example, or dragon breath, managed both of the individuals managed to defeat the giants, though stumbling and intoxicated and essentially poisoned at the end. Dregnar, foaming at the mouth, fell backwards onto the table, and Roque slayed the giant with his dwarven friend. And that's essentially where we will pick up. Marb is amongst the crowd, losing count of money and exchange, and literally just pocketing what he can and handing out coins left and right. Davis cheering and keeping, the momentum and the occasion, hopefully in memory for everyone here, as well as Al helping, and the rest of the group, more enjoying the atmosphere, partying down. It's infectious, just the energy in the room. And you hear, people cheering, people guzzling their booze, people, you hear like the proprietor clapping and also moaning at the same time because of how much, what has this caused him, with them being able to defeat the guzzling giants in their first attempt. And you do hear in the crowd a couple people call out, "They've slayed the giants!" And then you hear some others call out, "By the mother's bounty," and things of this nature. But yeah, and then what would you guys like to do? Get the music started for you guys.
I'll ask the Giant Slayers what they want to do first.
Yeah, Dregnar and Roque, y'all are intoxicated, and y'all are both technically poisoned at this point. But y'all are not heaving.
My cup. I'm keeping it.
Yeah. It's an impressive cup. It holds about 72 ounces of just liquor.
So you deserve it after that. I'm keeping mine too, but I've rolled onto the floor, and I might hiccup a little bit of fire now and then. But I'm out. Good luck getting me out of the tavern tonight. I'm an immovable object.
He's a 450-pound immovable turtle.
Yeah, I'm tucked in, and yeah, every now and then, just for the next little while till it wears off, you'll just see a little bit of flame kind of poof out.
Out of the head.
Don't stand in front of me.
Yeah.
Out of the head hole and the tail hole.
Surprisingly enough, yes. And it's funny because when it comes out of the tail hole, he actually kind of scoots forward a little bit. So, Hava's there with the group. She's been slowly sipping, and she thinks these ogre busters are atrocious, but she's kind of into the whole atmosphere. Yeah.
Does she look like she's having a good time at least?
She's smiling. She's blushing a little bit,
She hates it.
So I'll say, I was like, so that was quite a show, huh? I bet you've never seen anything quite like that.
Not like that. No. Are
You...
they going to be okay?
I never know for sure, but they've pulled through every time we've gone through something like this, so,
You do this regularly?
I mean, not exactly this, but, we
Okay.
mess around with substances, I guess.
Uh-huh.
It's a very polite way to put it. We mess around with substances.
So,
Sometimes not on purpose, adventurers,
yeah.
you get it.
I get it. Whoever knew a tavern was an adventure.
I mean, with us, with the menagerie, everything can be an adventure.
Menagerie!
Sometimes to the menagerie. Yeah, menagerie!
As you do that, the whole crowd starts roaring, "Menagerie!"
Hey!
Bigger, you see the foam of ale being thrown in the, being sloshed in the air and all that, and people just kind of being rowdy and joyful.
Have we dropped the silence on the poetry corner yet?
Oh yes.
He lost concentration all along.
No, that's still up. There's no slam poetry going on.
No, unfortunately, as with Dregnar, I'll let Dregnar explain it, but the booze got to him.
The ogre buster, that was gone.
Yeah. His concentration was not able to be maintained. So, yeah. Is there anything else you guys want to do at the tavern, at the Bronze Hook, or?
I'll try my best to divvy out anyone that made bets on it, and obviously take our cut.
Okay. Are you trying to make more than your cut, or are you trying to be genuine?
I'll take a little extra, some finder's fees.
Yeah. Go ahead and give me
Taxes.
a sleight of hand check to see. Yeah.
What about a math check to cook the books a little bit?
Well, he's in the advantage that most people here are somewhat inebriated, so they're not going to be able to really track their money too well.
Ooh, nice.
Destroyed. Nice. Yeah, the DC was 15, so you're good. Marb, you are skillfully, for every coin or two that you're handing out, you're pocketing one yourself.
Double or nothing, do it again.
Nice. It did say only the people came to me to ask for their money, so.
Yeah, no, I understand. And some people have already just forgotten. They're just, in the moments of celebration. And, as you're divvying out coins and everything, you're not necessarily dealing with gold. You're dealing with more coppers and silvers, but it adds up. And in fact, by the time it starts to kind of settle down and everything, and, you guys have Dregnar kind of propped up on the table, just kind of sitting there, maybe drooling a little bit, and then Roque every once in a while just hiccuping out of his shell. You've put on quite a bit of weight from the coin, Marb. So if you would be so kind, go ahead and roll me 10d10. As Jones, Destroyer of Doors, has already started.
Yes.
Nice.
Nice. Okay. So 46. Yeah, so you manage with all your, this sounds bad, with all your thievery, right? You essentially get in silver coins, we'll mix in some copper in there, but you manage to pocket for the group 46, the equivalent of 46 gold.
Oh,
Jesus.
Nice.
People were very, very...
It was a good show.
Yeah. And it also helped that you had Davis and Al really getting the crowd into it and all that. And Roque and Dregnar did put on a very good show. So it'll be 40. So it'll be 400 silver, right? No, sorry.
Yes.
Yeah, 400 silver, and then the equivalent of that in copper. So we'll just make it all silver just to keep it easy to track. So 460 silver.
1,000 coins. Oh, it'd been 400 silver and 600 copper.
Yeah,
I
too
guess.
much. Yeah, that'd be too much.
That's a
So-
big ass pilot.
Yeah. So we'll just say, for the sake of tracking Marb, just do 400 silver and 6 gold pieces. So it's very easy to kind of track and divvy up.
Okay, got it.
Okay, cool. So yeah.
Actually, can I put all of that in a little bag? I think, is it Davis or Al that has like the little chest where we keep like all our funds? I thought we
don't
had
have
like a
anything like that.
share.
It was, as far as I understood, you guys did have a satchel, and then I think, and you guys can say no to this, but I believe y'all put most of y'all's extra funds into the bag of holding. I could be wrong.
That sounds right. But
Think so,
did
too.
we ever set up a bag of holding sheet? We couldn't, right?
We couldn't. I have to try to find a workaround for that.
We could just do like a Google Doc or something, like a spreadsheet.
Yeah.
We should, I guess.
It's because
Yeah.
we're, because it's kind of fun to play with weight, it does make it a little bit more difficult. So
Yeah.
that's the issue. I mean, if we end up playing a little bit longer and then we just want to say fuck it to encumbrance and weight, which I personally don't like doing, but if it ends up being too much of a hassle, we could do that.
Well, a bag of holding can hold what, like 500 pounds or something like that?
Yeah, it can hold a lot, which
So
is
you can
nice.
track that on a Google sheet, though, like a spreadsheet, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Just try to keep
Just make
it-
sure you have to put the weight of each thing.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll just add them to my inventory then. I thought we had like I forget the word for it, like a fund where we put all our
Like a
Yeah.
treasury.
Yeah.
treasury. Yeah, something like that. But
Certainly we're starting to come up with one, but I know that once, for some reason, and I'd have to go back and listen to whatever session it was, but when y'all got the bag of holding, I thought y'all started putting excess coin in there. I don't remember, but
I don't remember us
a-
getting much coin after that, honestly.
yeah, you have a bag of coins from Amara, which no one counted yet.
Right. That's right.
And honestly, that might be it from the last time. There was gems and jewels and ivory from the Swamp Hag, which I know Roque has on his character. But other than that, yeah. As the night kind of continues, you have Dregnar just telling how he loves everybody in the group and belching and singing.
Grant would probably want to apologize to the Poetry Slam people and give them a tip or something like that, just to apologize for ruining their show. Some shit
Okay.
like that.
Okay. To deduct, however, how much do you think you're going to give him?
How much?
Do you want to do a history check? to
How
see
much?
what-
Guesstimate how much they would normally earn on a night like this.
Yeah. So go ahead and give
you
me
take an abacus and do some quick algebra.
go ahead and give me just a localized history check. Don't worry that you've been through here before. You can also talk to some of your performer friends. They might be able to help you.
But no, 0. Sorry, not 1.
Okay. 12, 11. You know that probably on a typical night like this, they might scrap up, based on how many people are here, maybe about 3 to 4 gold if they're lucky.
Okay. I'll leave them three gold, I guess. Apologize for ruining their night. A little bit.
Yeah, they look at you and say, "Thanks, thank you, thank you." And you can see they're still like they're out of sorts because they can't believe kind of what happened. They don't really understand what happened to them. But they will say, "You guys put on one hell of a show. I got to give you that." But I don't think that's sustainable, right? Y'all don't do this every night, right?
No, we do other stupid things every night or every
Okay.
other night.
All right. Just try not to, This is how we make our living. So Well, thank you.
Great. Tell me a story, Brett.
Yeah, looks over at Dregnar real quick, looks back to the performers, tips his head to, his hat to them or whatever, nods to them, and then heads back over.
Gotcha. Yeah, and you do, and Dregnar is just all huge grin across his face as he
You're the
comes.
chatty drunk, Dregnar.
Uh-oh.
I would like to eventually, after I'm done chatting with Hava, kind of look around for Seb and ask if she's seen him.
Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Okie dokie. Am I drunk or no?
No.
Okay.
I don't. Yeah, you've been
10.
moving around enough. How much was it?
10
sorry?
total.
10? You're looking around. Even though the gathering around
is
y'all's double tables have kind of parted. Yeah, no, you don't really see Seb. Hava says, Seb really, he doesn't come out too often.
He seems
kinda
like he
hoping he would.
yeah, he seemed like he was genuinely interested.
He's been
and interested
dealing
in
with a
us too,
lot.
so, I just wanted to kind of show him we like to have a good time and, we can make people happy.
Oh, when years ago, Seb would always be down for a good time, but I guess like with everything, the stresses and the pressures of being in charge of things. gets
Sorry,
to
I'm
him.
laughing at Pebble tweet. Hey, so yeah, well, I'm glad you're here though. Thanks, and sorry we kind of went without letting you guys know. I didn't realize how bad that was. If there's any way we can kind of fix, the way we screwed up, then let me know and I'll see what we can do.
It's again, y'all are welcome to do your own thing. It's just, it was sudden. We heard you guys were you were needing your. I think the stable hands reported that you needed your horses,
Yeah,
and
that was
you
my
changed your
fault.
mind, and
Yeah.
then we didn't hear anything from y'all for.
Oh man, I hope they're not mad at me too.
No, they love the animals. Don't worry.
Yeah. Again, we didn't think it was gonna take as long as we actually didn't really know. We thought it was gonna be a couple days. So yeah, believe me, you're not the only people that we made upset when we left town and were gone for so long. So we got a couple of relationships to repair, I think. But it was all for a good cause. I think we were trying to help someone. So.
Well, that's kind of the reason why Seb was a little bit of Seb when y'all went to see him, because.
Oh, so that's not just okay. I was afraid that he's just always like that.
No,
he's not usually a jerk.
He was told that some of his friends from his past had sent people to meet him, and then they weren't there.
Yeah.
And plus, he was up in Whitlaw for some stressful business and all that.
Yeah.
And now
what they say? He's trying to buy the Adventurers League or something, make him what?
The Sovereign wants him to relocate up to Whitlaw because it's the capital of the area, and they'll get more foot traffic. And
is the Sovereign like his boss or something? I don't think I
no,
understand
the
how that works
Sovereign
here.
He's the ruling individual of Whitlaw and the surrounding areas. No one really owns Green Hill.
So like a king or something, or
kind of less royalty, more has a lot of wealth.
Out of character. So over in Dollywall, I know it's the Crown Lands. So is there actually a royalty monarchy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not so well. So in the Crown Lands, there's more along the lines of a monarchy. Interesting enough with the structure. Actually, you know what? Go ahead, for the sake of it, go ahead and give me a history check, Davis.
Dookie. 17.
Okay, yeah. So you would be familiar enough with this, and this is just information to the group. So the continent of Run is basically, I'm kind of switching y'all over so we can look at the map real quick. So it's not per se divided in two, but it does kind of have a natural division where this bay kind of cuts in, and then there's the Osreach Mountains, and that does kind of divide it into the north and the south. The northern section, where it's like Yanlara, the Fairlands, the Pride Lands, Ostrich, and all them, those are considered more on your Sylvan lands, your traditional lands, and they're kind of more closely run and regulated by the concept that I actually have this written out somewhere. Let me pull it up if I can find it really quick, just so I don't mess up. Glossary, maybe, hopefully. I had a really eloquent way of saying it, and I can't find it, which is really irritating. But essentially, the northern portion believes that the select few have like earned the right through family heritage, long practiced, proof of worth, taking care of their people and all that, essentially are the ones that have the right to rule and to dictate what goes on. That is not to say that it's like with an iron fist and it's not like a a straight up terrible way. It's just some families have been doing this for thousands and thousands of years, so let them do it for thousands more years. Where south of it, it's newer, it's fresher, because especially after all the Black War, the Black Treaty, and all that, due to Ilan Vaughn and Sigil and all that. The southern portion of the continent was ravaged for over 1,000 years, 900 and something years. And during the recovery process, that's magic kind of became rare. It became something that you didn't see. People would hide their gifts and their talents for the fear of being flogged to death or imprisoned and stuff. And because of just the way that the continent was ravaged, different groups gathered together and started establishing, strongholds and essentially city states, and then nations, and then, organized, nations, I guess you would say. The Crown Lands, which is actually where all the bad originated from, was later taken over, and then there was a nice sovereign king there, and then now it's basically become the city-state, the nation, the realm, whatever, of Dollywall. Arundel, all the way over to the east, are people that during, the Black Times left the Crown Lands for a better life, and then eventually established their own. The similar stories throughout the southern portion. But the one thing that does stand out, there are different royal families, different bloodlines. They have different sways of power. I guess one person that you've kind of interacted in your group that has it, and you've heard it a few times, is Grant Frostmason. Some people have recognized his last name down from Mizia. But that's not to say that he's like, his family is something high. It's just he happens to be of note. The one thing that your 17 does give you, Davis, is there is an icon, more of like a iconic figure, and they are called the Sovereign, basically. Not to be confused with the Sovereign of Exchange, but they're the Sovereign of Run, and they are in good standings, and they live essentially in the bay where I'll ping it on the map. It's basically where like the Ostrich and Cled, Pride Lands, the bay, they all kind of collide. There's this sovereign city of Uriel there, and the sovereign Darzi lives there, and he is more just of an overseer, and he will only intervene when things get really bad. But essentially, he believes that it is for the people to work out what is happening. If there needs to be some sort of civil war, if there needs to be some sort of disagreements and uprisings and that, so far allow it to be. But once it gets to a mass scale, he will intervene. And he is the one individual that the families of like the northern Run, Yanlara, really respect and trust. And that's what allows Run to basically operate as one solid continent, rather than two divided nations. So a little bit of a lore dump, but there you go. I'm trying to find my write-up. If I find my write-up, I will post it in here for you guys.
Please
Every
do.
every now and then, in between snoring, you guys will just hear Roque be like, "Pebble,
Aw.
pebble," and then go back to snoring.
Oh no.
Yeah, I'm not talking. Sorry, you guys, I am.
Pebble.
People at work are wondering, like, where is the pebble?
Where is a pebble? You know what, Rock? Give me a Arcana check at disadvantage.
If I could make that advantage, I would, but I can't because I already did that.
Oh yeah, true.
We had a very good reason to do that earlier.
Yes, this is true. CJ?
Oh, was I supposed to roll something?
Yeah, Arcana check at disadvantage, please.
Oh, okay. Sorry,
You're
I
good.
thought. Yeah. Thought I was talking to them. There's much confusion.
This is some kind of weird fever dream he's having,
Mm.
or a drunk dream, I guess.
Even disadvantages still be good, I think.
Yeah, I rolled a 13 and a 15, so
Nice.
plus
So 20.
10,
23 while at disadvantage.
Okay.
Jesus.
Smart boy.
It's your smart little drunk Tortle. All right, there you go. I found my little sections.
We
so.
need to feed him to a mind flare or something. It's gonna let him dumber.
Even the playing field.
An intellect devourer?
Yeah, it'll take him a while to devour all that.
Yeah, I'd be like,
intellect,
oh
though.
my god, I'm gorged, I can't do it.
All right. So as this is interesting. So Rock, as you're kind of in and out of consciousness, when you're unconscious, kind of thinking of Pebble, you feel your essentially your influence reach out, and then there's no connection. There's no tether. With that, it's you won't recognize this immediately, but over the next like 30 minutes of you going in and out, Pebble is no longer on this plane of existence. It was a dangerous journey, and well, yeah, Pebble didn't necessarily make it.
Whoa.
Or maybe made it and didn't make it back home.
Okay.
Okay.
You're not gonna remember the dream though.
I mean, that's the next check he's got to make.
Chun chun chun.
Okay. So yeah,
I sometimes like to do self-imposed checks on stuff like that. Like when I was trying to decide if I would look for Seb, I just did a roll and kind of set an arbitrary number. Like, what's the chance that I would even remember to think about it?
mhm. So yeah, going back to what you were looking for Seb and talking to Hava, and she was just again explaining that Seb was just being a dick because he was expecting y'all, and y'all were a no-show.
Yeah, I don't like to disappoint people, so I'm sad about that. But I think he likes us now. I think he sees that we're, worthy people to have as allies.
He did mention a meeting in the morning.
Oh
so
God, yeah. Oh jeez, that'll be
those
fun.
two. I'm actually worried about all of y'all, but those two
Oh.
especially.
Oh boy, yeah. Dregnar's usually the one that cooks stuff to help us get going for the day. All right, yeah, okay.
Yeah. No.
Maybe somebody else will have to take that on the night. We'll see.
Mm. So, Calisor is just
Oh.
going to be kind of, quiet, sipping. And as he's been just kind of sipping throughout the course of the evening, he's almost finished his Ogre Buster.
Yeah.
Just curious, who would he be sitting next to? Probably Roque and Al.
Ooh.
I think he was sitting next to Al and probably Roque. And then when Al started getting up and looting and playing his lutes, not looting.
Everybody,
He went
Al,
crazy
you never
and
told me.
started looting the bar.
this is mine now.
Yeah. Yeah, he just kind of would shift it over to be where he'd be between Grant and I guess at this point it'd be Grant and Hava, because there's really not many people at one point at the table, right? You had Dregnar and Roque on the top of the table. Davis and Al were kind of moving around.
Yeah, for
Marb was
sure.
in the crowd, so you basically had Hava, Calisor, and Grant just sitting there.
Okay, that makes sense.
You know,
Hadn't thought about it that way, but you're right.
so this is actually more of a, I don't know, region. Do you get to decide, Grant?
Do you guys have? Do your characters have a preference? Are you guys coffee or tea characters?
100% coffee, no question about it.
Oh yeah, Colombian. Duh.
I,
Sorry.
I drink anything put in front of me.
Hmm.
I'm slightly more tea, I guess.
Well, I can't vote because I'm T 100%. So, but
I mean, why does
anywho,
that mean you can't vote? That's your vote.
because I'm the DM. I'm
So
I'm
you
the
get to just
odd.
make it a tea region then.
Yeah.
All right.
I would say it would make sense to me, honestly, if this was more of a coffee region, possibly more steeped in the way of like your not very roasted varieties of coffee, kind of going on the whole swamp theme and river theme.
Okay.
Sure.
But it does pack the kick. In fact, actually, I do recall now that when y'all were first meeting Wiggs, he did mention a brown brew that has the properties of giving people energy and keeping them awake, and they were calling it coffee.
That's true.
coffee.
All right.
So
I'll ask the tavern keeper. This is pretty far from the Adventurers League hall, right?
y'all, well, yeah, I mean, sober, it took y'all about 15-20 minutes on foot to get here.
What time of day is it right now? Like 3 in the
Six.
morning, midnight?
Let's call it midnight-ish, maybe a little bit. Yeah, let's just call it midnight to keep it easy.
Ooh, okay.
And y'all do certainly have and like Hava will to speak up and says, Are you guys doing this much longer? Because if we're meeting in the morning, I'd like to get home.
Oh, do you need someone to take you home?
I'd rather not walk home.
Ooh.
All right, out of character. No, it's not that.
Get that spell ready.
Prepare for the morning.
It's
I'll
like
I'll give
ceremony.
you like the eagle's confidence or whatever.
But
it
I will speak up and be like, "Oh, I'll happily walk you home. Like, is it far? Like, I don't know the town very well. Would I be able to like walk you home and make my way back here? Because I don't know if these guys are ready to leave, and I think, you know, the two giant slayers over there may need a bit to cool down before they can even think about moving out."
Well, I appreciate it, but I go, as you know, my life is so tied in with the Adventurers League. I basically just live a street or two away.
Okay, yeah, I can take
so
you there.
I can. We can wait if we want, or give it 30 minutes. You said.
I have no idea. And then I'm gonna go over and kind of poke my head inside of Rock's like neck hole or whatever. Be like,
was.
how you doing, bud? Not like inside, sorry, not inside, just like look inside.
Yeah.
How you doing there, bud?
Please just get a moan. Just
Yeah, I don't know if 30 minutes is gonna be doing it. This might be a little while.
Okay. Well, yeah. I guess. Sure. Let's get going.
The reason why I asked what time of day was it out of character,
Mhm.
how long is the reset until we can summon the Brace?
It's dawn. I
Y'all
think.
been doing it yeah. So essentially, most magic items will either have a reset or gain charges at dawn or dusk. The survival pouch is dawn.
Or with a rest or something.
Fudge. But we also have 2 horses, right? Somewhere in the stable.
In the stables.
Back at the stables, yes.
Okay.
Do you want me to go get them?
Yeah.
I can bring them back.
I actually
Oh.
I'll approach Davis and tell him like, hey, I know you're like our muscle guy. No offense.
Oh, I visibly flex a little when you say that.
Yeah, I see you're like tucking up with Joe's like, Davis, my man, I know you could carry Rock in like one hand and Dregnar in the other, but you know, we just
The
came
little guy
back to
definitely.
chat.
Rock, you know, I don't know if I could do that, but I might need both for Rock.
So why don't we leave them here for a while, go get a wagon. It's still pretty early in the night, so
That's a good idea.
let's go get a wagon.
Yeah,
you
we
can
were just
take-
heading back essentially to the
Hop
Adventures League.
home.
You want to come with?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we'll go get the wagon.
So I'm gonna approach the bartender. I'm assuming there's a bartender somewhere.
Yeah, absolutely.
Say,
Tavern
like,
keeper.
Tavern keeper. Is that the
Is that the guy who brought out the giant slayers or whatever? Or giant
Well, that was
Appropriate
the
word.
owner, but he does have people working for him. Actually, he will this portly, human with salt and pepper hair, pox marks across his face. As the tavern, he will be back behind there with his halfling tavern maids and a few other individuals that work for him. And he will look at you and he says, "You're with I guess the now giant slayers."
means the menagerie.
Nice to meet you. The name is Marb. We are the Crass Menagerie. Extend my hand to shake it very politely, and it's like, we're gonna leave our dwarf and turtle. I don't know what race is Rock. What is like the appropriate like?
I think they're referred to as tortles.
Sweet. We're gonna leave our tortoise.
Tortle. So instead of turtle, just with an O. So there you go, Marb. Tortle.
Oh, not as in tortoise. I can't pronounce that word, but
Tortle.
whatever.
Tortuga.
The Iron Shell and our dwarf friend are a little bit passed out. So do you mind if we leave them here for a while while we go get a couple of horses to help us carry the Iron Shell? Because he's a heavy guy.
Yeah. Is someone going to stay with them just to make sure? I'm not going to be responsible if someone takes stuff off of them.
Oh yeah.
Raise his hand from 40 feet away.
Give the guy a head nod, be like, sup.
Okay. So
Have you been magically eavesdropping all the time, Al? Is that what we were just learning
This
out of
perception's really
character?
good.
Always magically eavesdropping.
That's all I do, but don't tell them.
so yeah, he said sure we'll be closing down a little bit, but for the two giant slayers, sure. But make sure you don't leave them alone. I'm not responsible.
They can hold their liquor.
I'm not worried about the liquor. I'm worried about their
They're
belongings.
already passed out.
That's smart.
Can I also so I'm gonna like waggle like a feathery finger at him like to get close to me.
Mm-hmm.
And
He leans in.
I'm gonna whisper as quietly as kind of like I'm also looking for a certain dragonborn, and I kind of take out the little sphere out of my cloak pocket and roll it suggestively kind of in front of us. So he can see like the sphere with the dance. It's like I'm looking for a certain dragonborn with golden horns. Met him here about a month ago. Just tell him the crow friend will be here tomorrow night. Looking for a conversation. I have valuable information that he might find useful. And I pluck one of my feathers, give it to him, put the sphere back in my pocket.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess I'll give him like 5 silver. Is that a lot? I don't even know.
Go ahead and Marb, for this type of thing, I'll give you an advantage. Go ahead and give me it'll essentially be like an old streetwise check, which doesn't exist. So go ahead and give me a survival check.
Ooh. But also as a question, what's like the normal rate for like?
That's what you're figuring out.
Oh, okay.
To see like if you're accustomed to how Kled operates as opposed to other regions that you've traveled in.
Do I get advantage for my?
I'm just regular, but just roll at advantage. So D20 plus 3. Because I think you're still affixed to swamp. You haven't changed it to urban. You haven't had a chance to rest.
Oh yeah, I haven't rested. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my!
Ba-ba-bow.
That's all my luck for the night. I'm just gonna roll ones from here on out. So.
Okay, it was meant to be.
The double guns.
I was also going to remind you, Marb, you remember you do always have one use of your coin, which you can do on any ability check, saving throw, or attack roll. But
I think you need to cash it in. The one of the 20s is better than the other one.
Yeah, no, you're good. You're good. I'm not saying now, but so with that, Marb, because you know the value of information. And when you were kind of rolling we'll call it the marble around, you saw that his eyes noticed it, and they looked at you kind of surprised for a moment, and then he kind of smiled. And when you give him the feather, and you kind of slip him a gold piece. You're like, with the feather, you kind of slip him a gold piece, and he kind of nods, and then you get the sense that he got your message.
Sweet. I just like shake his hand again and be like, "We'll be right back to pick them up."
As you're shaking your hand, he kind of pulls you in, and he says, "I didn't know Isos considered you a friend. Interesting."
I whisper back, "I don't think he does either, but let's just say we're very good business partners."
Gotcha. Wow. Maybe I'll get in on some of that business then. He just kind of waddles back a little bit.
Sorry, I turned around as like, sorry, what was your name, Mr. Pepper-haired bartender guy, my dude?
They just called me Harley.
Harley, always a pleasure. And then I come back to the table.
Was this the owner or just a bar guy?
You get the sense that he's the owner.
Oh, okay.
He's the guy that was like marching out with the
Giants, or
guzzling
giants.
The guzzling giants, yeah.
All right, yeah. Well, so yeah, Marb and I will give a heads up to the group, like, hey, we're gonna go take Hava back to the league and then grab our horses and wagon because we probably are gonna need it for these guys, and maybe for us too. Who knows?
Good call. Good call. Okay, we'll keep watch.
Sounds good.
All right. So she will be able to easily guide you, back to the area. That's not difficult for you guys to get get close to the Adventurers League, where she shows you a couple streets over. She does have a rather nice little home for herself, and she bids you, thank you for the escort, gentlemen. I'll see you in the morning after sunrise for discussions with Seb.
Yeah, I mean, we'll be in the whatever rooms you gave us. I don't know what you call those. So, meet there, or are we going up to Seb's place? I don't think we decide.
I'm sure I'll either see you guys awake downstairs eating, or I'll come knocking on your doors.
Oh man, I hope you're right. I hope we're downstairs eating before we have to meet. Cause yeah, okay.
Well, good night.
I'll leave them alone. I'll be like, I'm gonna go get the horses.
I'm not trying to mac on her, dude.
See ya, and parkour out of there.
Bye.
Yeah, he likes to do that.
Hava, always a pleasure. See you tomorrow. Thanks for joining us for drinks, Davis. You know what to do, and I meet you later with the horses. And peace out.
And then I'll immediately be like, yeah, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go immediately right now as well. Bye, good night, and walk away.
Yeah, so
I'll wait till she gets into her house.
Yeah, she unlocks the door, steps in, actually goes to close the door, looks behind her and says, "Good night, Davis." Closes it gently. And then you see her, you see a little light ignite inside of, the building, or she possibly lit a candle to help her navigate upstairs or whatever.
Yep.
And there you go.
How's her house look? Small?
It is small, it's quaint, but it is definitely of the more higher quality. It's not like your driftwoods and everything. It is actually stone, mortar, has glass windows.
Not infested with spiders like that other guy?
No, the completely other portion of town.
No, I know.
So, yeah.
Yeah, then I'll just run and catch up with Marb.
Yeah, so you're able to very easily catch up with Marb, as Marb didn't book all out of there too quickly. He kind of lingered waiting for you. And as you guys are together, you get to the Adventurers League, you open the door, and lo and behold, I actually finally have some concept.
Ooh.
There you go. It is not nearly this busy, right? And it's only you two in here, but this is kind of, as you guys would walk in, this is what you would see.
That's kind of what I
it's
pictured
fairly
based on what you said. So
yeah. So fairly empty. There's just the one attendant at the desk. A individual you don't necessarily recognize. It is not Sarah. It is certainly not Hava, as you had left her for the evening. You see a female halfling with olive skin and a buzz cut, and her eyes stand out as they are very forest green and bright. And she looks up and says, "Hi, welcome to the Adventures League. Can I help you?"
we're just gonna go get our horses, and if I have my dog tag, I'll show it because that's just what I live to do.
Sure, I'd
Which
say
I do
you
have it. I
leave
just
on. Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Oh, you show her your dog tag. Welcome, welcome. Okay, yeah. By all means, I assume you know where you're going.
Yep, we know
All
where we're
right.
going. We're with
Do
the
we?
Menagerie.
Yeah.
You may know us. You may have heard of us. Crass
Yeah, I may have
Menagerie.
heard. Yeah, maybe. I think so. That rings a bell. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, enjoy. Yeah, I'm sure your horses are fine in the stables. Good night.
Thanks.
And they just kind of, and you do get into the hall, and it's it's empty. You step through the
As we
back
walk
door.
in, can I spy like around if there's a good pile of hay to come sleep in later?
Oh, as you get to the courtyard. Okay, so yeah, go ahead.
This is like a half recon mission.
Yeah.
You have
Go ahead and
ulterior motive.
give me that perception check, Marb. But you guys are going there, and you know exactly where the stables are. Marb is a little bit distracted as you're going there, Davis, and you kind of have to stop and be like, "Come on, Marb, hurry up!"
It's this way.
And y'all get there. There is
Is
not
the
any of this.
Firbolg or the was it a Tiefling? I think that I knew.
I believe it was a tiefling. I think it was a Firbolg and tiefling.
No, I knew all my luck was gone.
Marb, you looking around for piles of hay. You don't see anything, and then you get to the stable, and there's tons of hay.
Do you tell me that you're looking for hay? Because I can help you look for it. Or do you
no,
like
not
make
yet.
it obvious?
This is more
Okay.
like a secret mission.
Gotcha. Okay.
So yeah, Davis, all you see is Marb every once in a while just kind of looking around, just scouting, kind of.
Yeah, I just think he's like either half drunk or lost or something. Okay.
Exactly. But you do essentially get there, and there are no candle lights on or anything to show illumination. There are no ever burning torches or anything like that. So it is fairly dark in the stables. And you're looking around for the Firbolg and Tiefling handlers, and they're not to be found. What do you want to do?
I mean, so where I would normally go in, can I just try and open the door? I guess.
Yeah, you go. It's got a simple latch, like just one that has like a little drop, and you just kind of lift the latch up and walk in.
Like not
And you
just kind
do.
of like stick my head in, not just like.
Oh yeah,
waltz
you
in and be
do.
like, hello.
And you see the Firbolg just.
Ooh, can I try to pickpocket him if he's asleep? Just like rub
can
my hands,
certainly
like,
try.
oh yeah.
Sure, yeah. As Davis says hello, and he has like that little scoff of almost awake, but then kind of goes back to sleep. Marb, go ahead and give me a stealth check at advantage because he's asleep.
Marb, what do you
Technically, he would just be at disadvantage for
perceiving? Yeah.
But I'm gonna let Marb do more rolling than less. All right, one more.
Big money. Not bad.
It's not bad. I mean, you're going against his passive perception. You're fine.
Nice.
So Marb, as you do, you kind of sneak around, and
I'm a little
get
surprised
around,
at this, but I'm also like, yeah, sure. Marb gonna Marb.
and yeah, and you kind of go there, and you kind of looking him over. And he's got not much on him. He's got a simple, essentially what you would think of like a cotton shirt, cotton work clothes and all that, with some slacks and all that, or farmer's gear essentially, because he's around animals all the time. And you do kind of look around, and your keys. You could try pickpocketing him. I don't know what you're gonna find. So if you want to, you can give me a sleight of hand check, and we'll see if you find any notes.
Yeah, I just want to like prank him, basically.
Yeah.
As Marb's doing this, I'm specifically not watching. I'm like
Yeah.
back outside. I'm just like, oh, okay.
Okay. So yeah, an investigation check just to see what you find on him, and then a sleight of hand check to see what you take, Marb.
I rolled sleight of hand first,
Okay,
and
10.
let me do investigation.
Oh, you're just messing with them? You're not.
Yeah, I was gonna stack. Oh,
Ooh.
awesome.
All right. As you're kind of looking over him, Marb, you're like, come on, he's got to have something, you know. And you're
How's
just
this
kind
guy
of
only
like
have like
looking
2
and looking.
pockets? Doesn't he know how pockets are awesome?
And then as you get kind of like frustrated and you just kind of give up with the searching, you kind of turn, and as you kind of turn to a step away from him, you bump into him pretty hard, and he starts to. What are you doing as he's starting to wake up?
I go like, oh, boo. Gotcha. Sorry, man. We're just here to pick up our horses. I didn't want to disturb you.
How loud do you boo? Because I'm like kind of outside at this moment. I don't know if I hear you say boo or not.
You just hear him go, "Oh, by the gods!" So
Okay, yeah, I'll come in now and be like, hey, whoa, what's
Not
going
very
on?
loud, yeah. Just like to startle him was like, and you had a spider on you, so I was trying to swat it, but like, I'm sorry about that. We're just gonna get our wagon and leave. And I
I'll
showed
wave
him
at him.
my tags with like a really like coy smile, like nothing was happening.
I'll wave. Hey, sorry we woke you, but yeah, we kind of do need our horses. We didn't know what to do.
at this time,
Yeah, I mean, we were at the
Do you
Bronze
want to
Hook.
help us carry a 400-pound turtle back?
No.
Oh, okay.
Thanks again. Sorry we bothered you.
Yeah, that's why we didn't want to wake you up. Sorry again. Bye.
Thanks for dealing with the spider, but spiders are friends. They're fine.
No, not all
What,
spiders.
have you ever
dude.
had to fight a spectral spider? Pretty
No,
spooky.
that does sound spooky. I don't want one of those. I like
That was here in town, by the way, so keep your eye out.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
Listen to my friend here. He knows.
You know, you're really good at providing a guy nightmare fuel.
Yeah, sorry about that.
All right. And he kind of stands, and Davis, as he does stand, he forgot how tall this individual is. He kind of gets up, and he, you know, you're 6 foot some stature. He's at least a good foot or so taller than you, and he kind of, yeah, it's a furbolg. Kind of leans over, scratching his fully, like, you know, he's got like this where his fur face, you know, his face is covered in fur, but it does grow down to like a long kind of like stringy Fu Manchu style
Nice.
kind of goatee. It's kind of all right. Your faces were sort of familiar. It's been a while, hasn't it? It's been a while.
Yeah, we thought we were gonna take him on a trip about a month ago, and yeah, it's been about a month. That I was last time I was in here. I'm sorry, I confused you guys. I think and had to get ready the horses,
and then you went on the boat, right?
Yeah.
And I thought, yeah, okay.
My bad.
And he kind of he goes and he grabs his little key ring as he's like hobbling, still kind of waking up, goes and unlatches, and you do get your 2 Vulpine horses.
And the wagon too? Is the wagon just
you
outside or
need your
something?
wagon? Sure, I'll help you hitch it.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. You know, after about 10 minutes or so, y'all have a wagon set up and all that. And he says, you know, next time you need something, just knock, please.
Okay.
You got it. Sorry about that again.
What was your
Thanks
name
for trying to
again?
help.
Sorry.
What was that? Sorry.
What was your
say?
name? I'm sorry. I'm Davis. This is Marb. We're from the Crass Menagerie.
Cletus.
Cletus.
Pleasure.
Oh, nice to meet you again. Sorry so much, but thanks for your help.
Yeah. I actually don't know how to spell Cletus. I just know his name is
The normal
Cletus.
way?
Yeah.
It's like that.
Thank you.
Cletus.
The slack-jawed yokel.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, so I did spell it right. It just looks so weird to me. So, okay, during this time, you guys do manage to get your, you know, your horses, and they're hitched, and you guys are able to get going.
To the Bronze Hook.
The Bronze Hook. What would you guys back at so Al, Roque, Grant, and Dregnar, are you guys doing anything while you're at the Bronze Hook? You have about 30, 40. You have about an hour before Marb and Davis get back.
Yeah, so I'm my phone's ringing.
Go
Hold on.
It's Calisor.
They hung up on me.
Nice.
So all of the things we were saying in chat will be out. So Dregnar kind of got me up, and I'm just stumbling. Well, I was stumbling around, trying to find the dragon breath. But I've realized that I had it, and so I'm just gonna try to discreetly shuffle away from Dregnar because I realized that. Oops.
Gotcha.
I'll be falling behind, ready to diffuse the situation if anything does come up. Red to the rescue. He's offering, trying to strike Dregnar with some bread.
Al has offered me bread, and I'm sitting on the floor eating it right now like a starving drunk person.
Okay.
Grant leans back in his chair. He's still sipping on the first one. It's like, we have a meeting in the morning. God damn it. Looking at Dregnar eating on the ground.
Yeah.
I'm gonna find like a side door or a back door or something, and just stumble out of it and find a barn or some hay or something, and just tuck in.
Well, unfortunately, as you do, you just kind of stumble out into the street. There's really not much. There's some crates and some wet road, or you find like an old, almost like wet rotted pile of abandoned fish nets and all that, and that looks comfortable enough, and you kind of just roll over. Doesn't smell very good, but you're tired.
I'll use my cloak and like tuck it over the front of my shell.
Gotcha.
So I don't smell the nets, and just that's where I shall be. And I've thrown away the empty potion vial. It's evidence.
Okay.
Hiccuping a little bit of fire, like. Brr.
So so Dregnar, you're enjoying some of the bread that Al was able to get, scrounge up from the tavern hands. Grant.
This is the best bread ever.
All right, I don't know what they put in it. Way better than any other bread I've ever had.
Oh shit! I should go after Roque.
It's better than
get up and go after
small
Roque.
giver person crackers.
Blows away those crackers, yeah.
As you guys start dissing the crackers, Grant gets up and walks out and finds.
I was joking, Grant. The crackers are amazing.
I'm sorry.
You do see before you, Grant, just off to kind of like he didn't even make it that far outside. He just literally got to the corner of the establishment beyond the little the patio where y'all sat the first evening that y'all were there, and just kind of collapsed in the corner and is just covered himself in a tangle of wet, rotted, abandoned fish nets, and his little cloak is over his head and just kind of.
All right, so I rub my back a little bit. I start casting Bull's Strength, and I'm gonna pick him up and drag him back.
Okay.
So I get advantage on strength checks, and then my carrying capacity doubles for an hour, essentially.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Okay, so your current carrying capacity. Where is this?
It's not very good, right?
No,
he's
I got 15 strength.
That's right. You do have pretty decent strength.
So yeah, if you double it, you are going to, especially since you don't really have any equipment on you, you will be able to essentially go ahead and give me an athletics check, but it's not going to be like a disadvantage or anything.
Athletics. I'm good at that.
Oh, you're trained.
Yeah, you can do it at advantage because you did your bull strength.
Trained.
So.
Look at me using 4th edition terms.
18.
18, yeah, no, that's plenty. You really essentially only needed like a 10 or 12. As you feel like this surge of strength, your posture you kind of straighten out your back and you feel the bones cracking, and you grab him and you make sure not to mess up his little, his cloak, and you just kind of grab him and just start dragging him slowly, and then it becomes a lot easier than you're expecting it, and you kind of do. It takes you a little bit of time because I'm assuming you don't want to hurt Roque or disturb him too much.
I kind of want to put him over my shoulder like Gragas does with his keg.
Okay, you know what? With that 18, I'll allow it. It takes you a little bit. It takes you more just finding a way to get like your hand positionings and everything. Right. And then as you do it, it's like, okay, yeah. And as you're lifting him, you feel every joint from your knee, from your ankles to your knees to your hips to your every vertebrae in your back, your shoulders, they all just kind of start cracking and popping, and it feels good, but it also sounds just, it's kind of off-putting. But you got up, it's over your shoulder like Gragas, and you're like, okay, let's go. And you have a 450-pound Tortle being lifted by a
In tow.
by a 70-year-old man who's 6'4". That's not an image you see very often.
I'll quietly, or as quietly as possible, bring him back inside, and I try not to make a scene out of it, but I'm just gonna bring him over and just set him down next to the table and then sit back down.
All right. As you're doing this, unfortunately, because it's like, the way that he is and the way that you're carrying him, you need to like kind of put him down and just kind of roll him through the door and then pick him back up again. There's not that many people left as it has become, later and all that. But Al, you see this. You see Grant carrying Roque.
What? This is a strong old man. This old man I've ever seen.
And you see, like, as you're kind of watching, because I mean, your passive perception, it's 17. You see, like, Grant's veins are just, like in his biceps and his forearms and like in his neck, they're just kind of bulging, but not like in a bad way. Just got him and just carrying Roque, and then sets him up to the table, and then not too lightly just thumps him down.
Al just stares the whole time, like, what?
You definitely pick up on the stares from your friend, Grant.
Lawbearer's health. I might have cheated.
And a nod very slowly.
Humble man of faith. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
So, so David, sorry, not Davis. Dregnar, are you doing anything while you're eating your bread or?
Bread.
I'll drink mine. Al, go ahead and give me just an insight check. Nice. Al, you're going to need more bread. Dregnar is going to need more bread.
It's a growing boy.
Hey, Dregnar, the floor's a little dirty. You mind waiting back at the table? I can go get you some more food. Bread. You want some meat?
Man, I used to live in a cave. This is clean.
Okay, if you want the floor, if you like the floor is your seat. It's cool. I'll ask him to bring it over here. Here, I'll sit with you after I'll order the food first.
Did somebody kill Roque? Why is he not moving?
Grant's off somewhere looking for him. I trust him. We'll go find them in a minute. Just walk the opposite direction of where they're sitting, towards the bar.
Okay, you get to the bar. They're in the process of shutting down, closing out, but they did get word from Harley that to stay open until the two giant slayers have their friends to be able to get them out. So one of the halfling cleaning the bar looks at you and says, "Yes, cutie, what can I do for you?"
Hey, do y'all have any warm food left, or is it too close to closing time?
Assuming your dwarven friend is still hungry.
Yeah, he needs something to settle down with.
He's been smacking. Let me see. I'm sure there's something left. Be right back. And she kind of runs back, and you kind of hear a little like discussion between them, and they're like, "Yeah, but he beat the giant guzzler. He deserves something." He's like, "But it's free. I don't know. Harley's gonna be mad if we give him free food." Harley doesn't need to know. A couple minutes pass, and they kind of present you with a plate. It's an assortment of like little bits of bread that are left over, some honeycomb, some leafy greens, and some just like preserved, cured meats of a very, very dark red color. Not a lot. Like, it's a small plate. Where's my hand? There you go. Like, a small plate.
Okay. Oh, perfect. How much do I owe you?
You're okay. A few silver will be good.
Oh, cool. I drop 5 on the. I'm a hander 5.
Okay.
Drop 5 on the floor.
Thank you. Thank you.
Drop it and kick it away.
Go pick it up, peasant.
Pick it up.
Yeah. So you have a little plate of some different assortment of snacks and foods to help Dregnar and honestly whoever else is there that wants to eat a little bit more.
Before I go back to the table, I'm gonna touch my pinky against the honeycomb and get a taste of that.
It's pretty good. It's not like it's not the most floral of honeys, but it's good. It's local.
Okay, it's still honey. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, and I'll bring that back to the table. Or no, I'll
To the floor.
I'm gonna ask Dregnar one more time. Are you sure you're done with the table? You're good here?
I'm good here.
Good, and then,
Dregnar, give me a.
There's your visual.
Where's my visual?
Hassling the Hoff. It's in the Materia.
Oh, gotcha. Go ahead and give me a perception check. See if you notice something, Dregnar. Disadvantage because you are drunk.
You don't notice shit.
Oh yeah, something smells good, but you don't pick it up. Just start eating some more. Okay.
So I poke my head out quickly,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, Pebble! Shit, I need Pebble. And I'm just gonna start trying to summon Pebble.
While you're hammered.
As you're like, going-
are you doing it on your side? Are you doing the motions while laying on your side or something?
No, I'm reaching. I'll reach back to my pack and like get the things I think I remember I need, like the Marb cereal bowl as we call it, and whatever. I'll just like throw some things in there, and I'll be like, hey, I need Pebble.
Arcana check at disadvantage just to see if you.
Oh, only a 23 again.
Yeah, right.
Summon a mind flare.
I rolled a double 14, so 24.
24. You're going and you're like, okay, cereal bowl. Oh, I left the cereal bowl back at the league. And you kind of start patting yourself down and you realize, oh, you didn't really take much with you. Since everyone else left everything, you just kind of unloaded a lot of your strappings. And you have your basics. You have like a little pouch. You have your little component pouch. You have your little spell book with you. You have your like little money pouch and then your little cloak. But you don't have all your bigger items with you.
Okay, I grab a bowl off the table. I try to use that.
Okay, you do, and you're just like starting to look for things. Like, okay, Pebble, what does Pebble like? And you just start looking for things. You see breadcrumbs, so you grab some breadcrumbs and throw them in there. You go around and you start looking for all manner of things that remind you of birds. And then you're like, okay, yeah, grab this. You put it in the bowl and you start whooshing your hands around.
Does Grant think Roque is coherent enough for a conversation, or is he just drunkly doing things? Like, is Grant gonna have an adult conversation if he talks to Roque, or is he dealing with a child right now?
Roque, that is up for you to decide.
And if I have to roll to figure it out, that's fine too. It's like,
I'm pretty focused on Pebble. I don't think you get very far. You can try.
There you go.
okay.
Yeah, you got a high enough insight, Grant, just passively that you'd pick up on that. That's why I let.
Are you setting up the ritual on the ground? Are you like drawing a chalk circle or something with salt?
He does have chalk. I mean,
how deep are you going?
I'm doing, I'm doing it like exactly like I think that I would need to, trying to improvise with since I don't have my bowl. But yeah, it's all kind of done. It's normally done around a brass brazier that I have. So it's right now I'm just throwing random materials into a bowl and like muttering and I keep saying like Pebble. I need Pebble. Yeah, I'm clearly.
Yeah.
Clearly very drunk, but hyper focused.
Yeah.
Grant will, I guess, crouch down in front of you.
A little distraught, like
Right.
like I've just realized that I haven't had Pebble around for a while, and now I'm very sad about it.
Right. Well, Grant will crouch down in front of you and try and get your attention if possible, and let you know, hey, we can't do the ritual here. We should do it back at the league, at the hall. it snap maybe a couple times or something like that. See if you can get your attention.
Go ahead and give me just a general medicine check, Grant. Just trying to communicate with a drunkard. Yeah.
17.
Solid.
You definitely like Roque, as focused and as distant as you are. Something in the way that Grant is talking to you, the tone of his voice, the words that he's using, it does pierce your focus, and you hear some reason. Up to you on how you want to act about it.
I look at Grant and be like, can you help me get Pebble?
We'll work on Pebble in the morning. Come on, buddy. Try and get him stood back up, and I guess Davis and Marb are probably arriving around now, so it's like, try and get you up on your feet and get him.
Hey, your
Okay,
medieval Uber's here.
Uber's arrived.
Fantasy Uber, not medieval.
I'll follow Grant, sullenly kind of sniffing a little, just like Pebble. And yeah, and I'll just grab some more random food off of whatever tables we're walking by and just start munching.
Yeah, so as you do, like, most of the tables have been cleared, but there happens to be a few that are left over, and you find some random food, stuff it in your face, and you do hear the clocking of the horseshoes outside, and the heavy weight of the wagon as it does approach the bronze hook. And also, on a side note, Jesse, welcome. Glad you can make it tonight.
Hey.
So
apparently you're an ogre slayer as well, and you just
Calisor just dropped an F-bomb in the middle of the bar. It was amazing.
Al, have you watched the ritual before? Have you helped Roque with this ritual?
Yeah. I tried to help him with the concentration. I played along and everything, but it felt like he did everything by himself. I think I don't know if I helped at all, but he's more talented than he lets on. I don't know about right now though.
Right.
Al?
Yeah, he's pining for the bird. Can't blame him, but should probably help him do some searching or something in the morning, maybe.
Definitely. He at least, I'm gonna lean in a bit. He at least thinks that I can help him, so we can try that again. In the morning, definitely. Yeah.
Al, also go ahead and just give me a give me a charisma. No, it wouldn't be charisma for you. Give me an Arcana check as they're discussing things with Grant and talking about rituals. But yeah, you guys are essentially short of anyone wanting to do anything. Nice, Al. You guys load up Dregnar and Roque into the wagon, and then as a group, the Crass Menagerie is able to head back to the Adventurers League. Stop me at any point if you guys want to roleplay anything, but you guys are able to, 30 minutes later, get back to the Adventurers League. Little time has passed, so Dregnar, especially Dregnar, you're sobering up much faster than Roque would, just based off your dwarven heritage. And you guys get up to the second floor. That same olive-skinned, shaven head, half-elven female is at the desk, and she waves at you, and she says, "Welcome back, Crass Menagerie." And y'all head up, get to your rooms. Al, with that Arcana check of 19, you know that there's ways of doing a ritual, and the instructions are depicted in Roque's book. Certain ingredients need to be used, right? Certain components need to be used to be able to do it. You can certainly help him remember how to do it, right? If he's having troubles, or guide him in that way. But also just the fact that ritual was brought up in so many conversations in such a quick succession, it does kind of scratch the back of your head about those scrawlings of invocation that y'all have. So that's all. Is anyone doing anything, or would y'all all like to pass out?
Also, out of character, Roque being who Roque is, and you guys all know him somewhat well now, easily distracted. So he's on trouble right now, but give him something else to amuse him for a bit, and you know how he is.
No, I want him to wallow in his misery as much as possible.
This is in character. Grant is saying this.
Yes. Need him focused.
Yeah, well, cool. So, yeah, y'all are back in the second floor, the war rooms. The wall was never put up again. It's still slid and away. So it is one large room. As you guys enter, you do see that some people had brought in some semblance of, sleeping sacks and some sort of, simple pillows and covers for you guys to try to make it a little bit more comfortable. But you basically have a large room to yourselves.
Are we all back together?
Yes.
I was about to say, I just wish everybody good night. Like, see y'all tomorrow, and sneak out to the stables. Probably where we put the horses. I'll be like, oh, I'm gonna put the horses back, or I forgot my keys in the horse, and go out and go sleep at the stable.
Okay.
I would follow Marb and offer him some of the bread that I'm eating, and just try to sleep somewhere near Marb.
I take a piece and be like, buddy, let me tell you, the hay they have here, top notch, quality time.
Okay. So, Marb, you're guiding the still somewhat inebriated Roque with you?
Yep.
All right. Yeah, I'll,
So is this under the guise of returning the horses, and you're gonna be like, we're gonna sleep here too. We'll take a room.
There we go.
Yeah, we'll take it from here.
They're gonna curl up next to the Furbolg.
Poor Cletus. So yeah.
But he's soft and fuzzy, and he's so big. Look at him.
Yeah.
He's like a giant carnival teddy bear, but real.
He actually really is. But so yes, you guys, unless if someone wants to do anything, Roque and Marb, you return your two horses with carriage. You knock Marb, you get Cletus's attention. He helps you put them up.
Wait, is he still asleep?
He's drifted back off to sleep a little bit, yeah.
Oh, okay, no, fine. Yeah, we'll do it politely this time.
Okay.
I tell Roque, hey, go. Can you? No, it's Al. Who's the one that can cast minor illusion?
They both
is
can.
that Al?
They both can.
I can too. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
are you saying, hey, Roque, can you cast a spectral spider minor illusion next to him?
This was the polite.
Yeah, I will do my best to do exactly that.
Okay, I there's no point in me making you roll. You conjure a 5x5 interpretation of a phase spider that you have seen. A little fuzzy around the edges just because of your current state. It is the visual. It doesn't make sounds. So he's asleep. And the spider's just there in front of him.
And I go, so I take out a knife and go like, Cletus, watch out! And throw it at the illusion.
Okay.
And I tell Roque, okay, dispel it. So it looks like the dagger killed him. And I go like, oh my god, Cletus, what's up with you, man? Like all the spiders are out to get you. You're good. Like
at advantage because of the illusion.
You said deception?
Yeah, at advantage because Marb gave you the illusion.
Other way around. Roque gave you the illusion.
Roque gave you sorry.
Sorry, what am I rolling?
You're not rolling anything, Roque. You gave him advantage because of the illusion of the spider.
Yeah, okay.
Nice.
Oh, thank God.
Nice.
Oh god, you weren't kidding about those spiders. Where'd it go? Where? He's you're kind of putting his hands where the dagger is sunk into the table, and he's like,
yeah, I put my hand. It's like, you're good. Spectral spiders just disintegrate back to their other dimension. This was some spooky metaphysical shit. I can have my good friend Grant come here later and explain it, but you're safe, man. Just remember, Marb saved your life tonight. Me and my buddy here, we're just gonna go put our horses back, but you go back to bed. You're safe now.
I'm not gonna be able to sleep, Marb.
And I kind of do some weird symbols on the air and go boof. Okay, that was a spell, you're protected from spiders now. You're good. We're just gonna put the horses back. You'll probably won't see us ever again. We're just gonna be out in a couple of seconds. You're good. It's okay. And then like wave Roque over like to bring the horses in so we can just like go in and sleep in.
Okay.
Just quickly, when Marb's saying that, I'm gonna just conjure another spider. Just quickly appears and kind of runs away. Just kind of out of there, so he can catch the corner of his eye.
What was that, guys?
Like,
guys.
see, it's the spell. It's good. Like the spell's making them run away. You're good, Cletus. You're immune to spooky spiders now.
I'm immune to spooky spiders.
Yeah,
Thank you, Marb.
the spell lasts for 3 generations. So your family, the markers you have, will all
God.
be protected.
Oh, thank you. You really are the kindest adventurer I've met. Thank you so much. Oh, let's.
As we're passing by, I give like Rogue like a fist bump, like my man. Like, that was awesome. And I just go and put the horses away and go to bed in a pile of hay. I just wanted to mess with Quick.
I'm also dying because if you guys haven't looked at the Materia channel, Corbin posted something perfect.
Exactly. It's exactly like that.
That's so good.
All right. The horses are put back up. The stable is set. Marb, you guide Roque over to some fine ass hay. Where
I give
you guys...
him the best pile of hay. In all my years of hay experience,
Gotcha.
I give him the best pile. It's like, Roque, oh, also, thank God I kept all the money. I'm going to give Roque the 400 silver.
Actually, Marb, as you start reaching around your waist for the... Where's my coin satch? It's not there.
Whoa.
Wait, what happened to my money?
What happened to your money?
Dude,
We're about to go on a revenge quest.
Yeah, unfortunately, Marb, I used your passive perception and they rolled better than your passive perception.
It was Harley. Swear to God, I'm gonna stab that guy.
So, yeah, you go reaching and yeah, that big, heavy sack of coin, which you're kind of surprised you didn't realize that it was missing, but you were so focused on all these other things, it's not there.
Harley. Never mind. I was gonna give it to Roque because he lost all his money being super nice, but
yeah,
I just like feel around and I realize I don't have my money. It's like, oh, Harley. I was like, Roque. How would you feel going with me tomorrow to murder, possibly break a couple of kneecaps, murder a couple of guys? You know, just a rager with Marb. Your game?
I think there we go. You there, CJ?
Yeah. Sorry, I got a phone call. What was that you said there, Marb?
We're gonna go break a couple of kneecaps tomorrow. And
Okay.
you agree to be my partner, so yeah. Have a good night, bud. We're gonna need the rest for tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm just gonna curl up in a way where I can see Marb. And I'll just be like, fall asleep staring at him wistfully.
Gotcha.
I tell him
my
like,
bird friend.
I hope you have sweet dreams of Pebble. You know, I miss him too, and I kind of like tuck him in, like putting some pile of hay over his shell or whatever.
Gotcha. So y'all do eventually sleep. Does find everybody. Those
Actually,
in
real
the
quick, before I sleep,
Okay.
I will stay up and write a quick letter. That's it.
Okay. Sure.
I'll mark that stuff off.
Gotcha. Yep. You're able to write whatever you need to write with your.
It takes a while, unfortunately. I'm not a very
Gotcha.
good.
It's funny. You're good with your cartography, but when it comes to actual
No, my
writing,
handwriting's great. It's just I can't compose things in writing very well.
So, but you do eventually get what you need written down. You wait for the ink to dry, which doesn't take long because of how long it takes you just in the process of figuring out your words or your composure, right? And then sleep does find everyone. We'll go ahead and take a little break. Go ahead and get to the bathroom, get some beverages, and we'll pick up in the morning likely with the meeting with Seb.